Hi guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
Are you free for coffee?
welcome, welcome.
Guys, this one's going to be spicy, interesting.
Spicy, crazy. Spicy, crazy.
It's different.
So, this whole topic is new to me. Natasha.
It's not. Well, I can't do it, but it's not new to me.
Okay, it's new to me. But just listen. Mickey met her husband, Raheem, online. As soon as they met, they instantly fell in love, got engaged on their first date. Kind of cray-cray right there.
Yeah,
just saying.
That's a little soon for me.
Okay, just 90 days after they met, they tied the knot and have now been married for almost a decade. Their marriage is not traditional. They have what she calls an asexual, polyamorous marriage.
Now that's where it's a lot, y'all.
That's where it's a lot. I know some of y'all are scratching your head like, what? Let me explain. Last summer, Mickey discovered the language that defines her sexuality. Mickey has no interest in sex. Zero, y'all. Has no sexual fantasies. And she realized that the term asexual fit her to a T.
It applied to her. Yeah.
Okay. So asexuality, for those of you who don't know, refers to people who experience little to no sexual attraction. Some asexuals reject the idea of any sex, and others may be sex neutral and engage in sexual activity just to, I guess, appease their partner maybe, or maybe they do feel a sense of connection, but they're just not
real interested.
Not much of a libido with it. And although Mickey never really had a high sex drive, after the birth of her son, her sex drive took a real nosedive. Her husband has a high sex drive. So she knew the situation was not sustainable. She was determined to find an alternative to divorce and stumbled upon polyamory. They chose polyamory because Mickey still wanted to be married, but also wanted to make sure that Raheem was getting his individual needs met, even if that meant meeting them with someone else. They consent to each other, having everything from casual sexual partners to lifetime partners if it goes there. Mickey and Raheem still share intimate moments like massages, mani-pedis, and physical touches, caresses, kisses throughout the day. Okay. There you go. Let's break this down, y'all.
Now let me, I guess, in the interest of what I do for a living, let me define two things. So you kind of defined asexual, because someone may be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
But so polyamorous, now this is one of those things where it can mean different things to different people. Okay. So I'm just giving you a broad scope definition. When you're in a poly relationship, you are allowed to date, love, and even live with outside of your relationship. However, unlike what you might have heard, like an open marriage, because the difference is if you have an open marriage, you can go dip your toe in the pool, but you come back to this marriage. Typically, that's what that means definitively. But if you're in a poly relationship, you can establish a lifelong bond with someone else. You may possibly go live with the other person. So
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
They can have everything from casual sexual partners
to
lifetime partners.
Yeah. So,
but then my question is, if it goes there, do you even still have a relationship to go back to? I mean, or does that just end?
That's the danger of it, if you ask me. Now that's where it gets to be dangerous. And guys, I'm not going to go into the whole story, but I shared with Lisa, and she was like, see, I shared with her, I had a buddy who was just infatuated with threesomes. Like, just, this is what I want. But he had, he got married and all this other stuff. And that was what he asked for his birthday for many years. So his wife finally caved. And I felt really bad because she caved and just, I I think it just beat her down to be asked this. It's like, wait, am I not enough? She definitely has some strong feelings around this, guys. Okay. So anyway, she caved. She did it. And we're going to fast forward to the year of our Lord 20 and 23, because this was a number of years ago. They are no longer married. And she is now married to the woman with whom they had the threesome.
Oh.
And I love.
Didn't see that coming.
Listen, okay. When he told me about it, I said, do you really think this is smart?
Totally
well, no, when
fault.
he was asking, I said, do you think this is a good idea? I said, because, okay, are we going to play this both ways? If she asked you for a threesome for her birthday and she wanted a guy to join in, are you going to be okay with it? Which, of course, his answer was really no. But he wanted his cake and to eat it too. And guess what? He had that cake and then he didn't get nothing else.
Well, we talked about this with Will and Jada. And of course, I don't know their individual situation, but I was saying that most people that do the open thing or even this, it's one person that kind of wants out. Mm-hmm. And the other person concedes to this to keep the person.
Yes.
Which whatever you compromise to keep, you're going to lose anyway.
That's right.
That's my feeling.
That's it.
So what's the point?
What's the point? You're basically we just keeping it just a little bit longer.
On display when Will walked up and slapped somebody over something, but it's been bubbling up.
Oh, yeah.
This is some resentment and stuff that's going up, even though you said you didn't really feel that way. You just did that because the other person feels
really
that way.
Wanted to, yes.
And wants to dip their toe or wants to be whatever. But, this is what really bothered me. She's saying they have these intimate moments, they touch, rub, massage, kiss. Why work him up?
Right.
This is my thing. That's just so juvenile to me.
Yeah.
It's like I want a high school boyfriend.
Right.
That's what I want.
Right.
Like we're not having sex.
Fingers and toes.
But just, we hold hands.
We rub, we kiss.
We caress, we kiss. And that's what I want. Now, for you to get your rocks off, you're going to have to go somewhere else.
Yeah. That part, I didn't get it because I just felt like it's almost leading him on. It's just, you get me to the top of the roller coaster and you're like, okay, we're done for the day.
Right.
What? But what do you mean?
She said, evidently she enjoys this. So in my mind, I feel like with therapy or something that she could be, I don't know about asexual folks. I don't know what they're thinking. I can't pretend to know. But if any kind of activity is pleasurable to you in any way, right. and maybe not like a libido, horny way, but just you enjoy it, you feel connected, those kinds of things. I think you could build on that.
I'm going to agree with you. I know two individuals who classify themselves as asexual, and this would not, I asked one of them and they were like, no, maybe a hug. And so I thought, okay, because all of that, they were like, no.
Oh, they don't want to do anything.
They're not interested in any of that. And I was kind of like, I know you don't speak for everybody, but I'm just curious.
Just FYI.
What do you think about this?
Asking for a friend.
Look, and I told them, I'm like, look, I'm asking because we're going to podcast about this and this is not my thing. So I don't know any. And they were like, yeah, I'm not doing rubbing. And they were just I'm just not interested in
They don't want
in
any
that.
touch at all.
They're like,
which makes sense.
Just, maybe a hug. And I was like, okay.
There are people that are sexual anorexics. That is a term where they have zero libido. They want zero contact. And a lot of these people are in relationships or married. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, they are not starving themselves. They're starving their partner.
Yes.
Because they're cool.
Yeah, you're good.
They're cooler than a breeze with it. Yeah. But their partner is
suffering. Yes.
So that's some of this. So she's saying to avoid that, she's letting him go do something else.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? And this, based on their scenario, what happens when he goes out with your permission? He meets someone. They click intellectually, they click emotionally, they click sexually. then
he doesn't need you for anything.
Right.
Other than you have a kid, but he can pay child support.
Right. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I thought, because I felt the kinder thing would be to let him go. That would be the kind thing. Right. Now, I mean,
because
it would be
this was
hard
your idea. It was your
everybody
idea to say, well, you go sleep with other people. Right.
And she loves him.
Right.
But the kind thing would be, go ahead and find someone who can tick all the boxes for you of a relationship, because I can't.
Because here's the thing too. And we had, Lisa and I had a conversation. Oh, it's been at least a year ago about there's someone that, we knew about, and everything was sex. And then they were like, I never have liked sex. And I'm like, that's not true. You stole someone's boyfriend with sex. You maintain the relationship with sex. And now you've decided, I've never liked sex. Why? Because once you had kids, then you were like, and the thing was, it wasn't a libido dip with kids. It was just, okay, I got what I wanted. And now I'm done.
Yes.
And I feel like that's not fair in a relationship at all.
No.
It's
so cruel to the partner.
Yes.
Who is sexual.
Right.
Because because you're making them feel like you're weird.
Yes.
When
and
really
you're rejecting them. Yes. Yeah, I agree. My thing is, so what happens, like I said, when he meets someone where he has this full, robust relationship, where do you fit in there? And you know what?
But I think that's why she's doing all the massaging,
that's right.
Whatever.
Right. Because you're stringing him along.
Right. She's not completely letting him go.
Right.
So go ahead and do that. But then she gets him worked up enough that he'll come back. And
also, that's why she has a say in the process of picking. Because in your head, because they have something, kitchen table. I forgot what they call it.
You guys, they have a website. Wait, let me tell you. It is the polycouplenextdoor.com. And they do kitchen table polyamory is where they talk about it. Like like Natasha said, you have to run it by me. Like I like this guy, I like this girl, and then we're going to discuss it versus just going with that guy, that girl.
Right. Which is more open marriage.
Right. Which is what they have. And then this website is, you can get on there if you're interested in learning how to be consensually non-monogamous. So they have pointers about it. And this blows my, the guy, both of them are very attractive people. Mm-hmm. They're very attractive. He would have zero issues finding a partner.
Yeah.
And her, this is my thing.
Lisa can't get
what do you want? You have no libido. Evidently, she doesn't mind touching. Now, she didn't say she gets worked up over it or she's still saying she has no libido, but I guess she doesn't mind the touching. My thing is, what do you want? I guess you just have friends. Basically. What do these
your
people
roommates?
do?
Your roommates, essentially.
But your roommates. Life, say you don't have a partner.
Okay.
And you're asexual.
Oh, you just have friends.
Do you do? You just have friends. Yeah. Well, why? She just needs friends. This is my whole thing. Now she's saying she didn't.
Guys, this has worked, Lisa, and I want y'all to know.
She did have an attraction because they got together, love at first sight, got married, and so there was an attraction, which that is some kind of emotional, and let's face it, sexual attraction.
They have a kid. How do you think that happened?
Feel it at one point. Yeah. But then she's saying she just never was really into it. And then having the child, which could be some physical trauma.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I agree.
With that. It just blows my mind that anybody would do this.
I think it's a dangerous game to play. I think that polyamory is not anything that's new. I serve a number of clients that are polyamorous, but I'm going to tell you this. It always gets messy. I haven't known anybody. I've never, client or just, acquaintance in my life. I have not known anyone where it doesn't get messy. And the truth is, because feelings are involved. No, I don't care if you're a woman, if you're a man, it doesn't matter. Feelings get involved. And once someone makes that connection with someone else, sometimes they just do not need you. And that sounds bad, but I'm being honest here.
I totally, and this is my thing. At some point, I have to disconnect from you to allow you to even wrap my head around you being with somebody else.
Correct.
So if I have disconnected, I can just disconnect all the way, baby. I can snip.
That's
I
me.
can cut you loose and
because
we're
no longer bound by ropes. At this point, we're bound by strings. So I could just cut that.
What is the point? Yes. That's my feeling personally.
I'm telling you.
So I don't get it, and I don't. There's nobody I want that bad that I have to have you a little piece of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And share you with everybody. Yes. And there's nobody I want to do that for or with. But I don't really get it. The whole, and her, because they do have some physical contact, I really believe that they could get on the right track. It seems like you could.
I don't think, man, at this point, I don't think she wanted to. She introduced the idea, hey, look, I identify as asexual. This makes sense. I'm going to introduce this, solution of sorts to the issue. Look, this is the thing, guys. Marriage is work. It's a whole bunch of work. Now, most of our listeners, most of our friends out there in the world, you're of the age where you're either married, have been married, or know someone that's married. Marriage is work. Sex is work. This is what I do I'm sitting here in my work shirt, guys. So I'm like looking down. This is what I do for a living. It's work. Life is work. That's what it is. And you've decided, I ain't gonna do no work in that area. I'm gonna let someone else do that. And you know what? That's fair, but that comes with a risk.
Right.
That comes with a risk, because there's gonna come a time in an age where I don't want to outsource. You know how you kind of get to where I don't want to outsource for something. I want to get it all at the same place. Why do you think Walmart's popular? Those store ain't great, y'all. They just have every damn thing. It stops you from having to make all the, when I was a kid, you had to go to Mervyn's, you had to go to Montgomery Ward's, you had to go to Ace Hardware, you had to go to the mall. And then Walmart said, fuck it. We may not have the best, but we're going to have all of everything. Something. You need hardware. You need a car battery.
We got one.
You need an oil change. Get your oil change while you get your nails done and then go shop. and they
get your groceries. That's
get your groceries. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The stores suck most of the time, but we still go there because everything is there. At some point in our lives, everyone goes through at least a season where you don't want to stop at 3 different stores. And comparing that to this, he may get tired of, well, I have my wife here, but I really get some intellectual stimulation over here with Lisa, but then the sex is bomb with Natasha. He might say, how do I Walmart this? How do I consolidate this?
I need one person.
I need one person.
Now, the thing that was interesting to me, I did get on the website, and then they each have individual websites. They're kind of like life coaches.
Yeah.
And on the individual websites, of course, they're not talking about this. It's just, about your job, I guess, maybe. I didn't delve real heavily into it. But what I saw, she does a lot of the communicating. I didn't hear much from him.
Right.
That was interesting to me.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Like I thought he's just keeping his mouth shut and going along with it.
Because you love her enough to just go along with what she's saying.
This is what my wife says. She's giving me a pass. The whole thing is really abhorrent to me, really. And I hate to abhorrent. I don't like judging people on their lifestyle, but this is just, I don't get it. I think just cut him loose. Cut him loose and you be cool. You don't like sex. You cool.
Right. Just because your day-to-day shouldn't be too interrupted.
Right. But most grown folks do. Yes. I have learned this. This is funny. You know how you judge people? You think they're a certain age or a certain ethnicity or a certain size or a certain, and you think, oh, they're not having sex.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Lift that roll and get it. Every single time. Yeah.
Just assume everybody's fucking. Everybody. Yeah. So,
and guess what? Most of the time, guys, you're right.
Yeah. But the thing with this, most grown people are sexual.
Yeah.
And if you're not, okay, I don't understand it. I'm trying not to judge you. It is what it is. Well, then you just be by yourself, or find another asexual person.
Well, I will say
neither one of you want it.
It is very unfair to your partner, to your spouse, to the person that you love, to put them in a situation where they have to be sexless because you've decided to be sexless because you are sexless
for something that ought to be yours.
And I want to make this really
in
clear
other relationships,
because I have a friend that has some very chronic illnesses, and we had a conversation surrounding chronic illness and how to engage intimacy. And it's for a little class that I'm teaching for my job. And so I sat down with, so I said, I won't use your name or whatever. And it really pains this individual. She happens to be a woman. It pains her that she cannot be more intimate because of chronic pain, because of the fatigue that comes with chronic pain. And this goes into what you always say, Lisa, it's the want to. Now, that is what I believe sustains their relationship, is that she wants to. So when she does feel good, when she's not in immense pain, and this is someone who is in pain most of the time, unfortunately, she makes ways. She's figured out, okay, we could do this, we could do that. It may become penetrative, but if we can't get to penetrative, I can get you to finish. Like there's that, it's the want to, but the whole like, nah, I'm good, just go outsource it. Well, shit, I'm just going to Walmart this damn thing. Now, mine isn't so, I don't think that I'm judging it all, because I know people who are in poly relationships and thruples, and that doesn't bother me. This is what I'm going to say though. It is a dangerous game, because you are talking about emotions. And when you are not intertwined with someone, it's easy to say, oh, it's no big deal, it's just a sex thing. But once you get intertwined and you have established a rapport with someone, you start going back, and it's the same person over and over and over again. This has the potential to grow into something more. And I don't know where that leaves the person that was team, well, I'm going to rub you and I'm going to get you there. I'm just going to stop the roller coaster.
This is my thing. All the situations that I have known about, heard about, there's always one that's really wanting to do it. It's not both of them.
That's why you think he's so quiet. It's
not. So the thing is, if it was both of them, I think they would just break up, honestly.
Or
I really
you just have an open marriage, and it wouldn't be no kitchen table stuff. If it was both of you, the whole kitchen table. Yeah, you don't have to approve anything. You don't have to approve it. And the approval is how you know that there's a hint of manipulation there, guys.
And control.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but I want to control it.
Right.
I want to control what you do.
Right.
When I think the kinder thing.
And I'm not going to pick someone who I feel that I might lose to.
And the loving thing would be to let them go.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. Just because a relationship ends doesn't mean it wasn't successful or that you didn't love the person.
Right.
But sometimes things come to an end.
It's just
and to me, this is one of them. Yeah. Just let it end. Let him find somebody. Pay your child support or whatever you need to do with the kid. Co-parent.
Yeah.
And just move on. Yeah. Because if that's not what you want to do, that's your right not to do that.
Because the kitchen table thing, that is a bit manipulative to me.
Right. Now, but most people do want to do it.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I would have trouble not feeling bad about outsourcing it. You know what I'm saying? I think even though intellectually the person, yes, do it, I'm giving you permission, still in my mind,
I would struggle with it.
It's so transactional.
Yeah.
It almost would be better for me to pay somebody.
Listen, have your favorite escort.
Yes. And just, okay, we meet on Tuesday. Like Leo Graham.
I know. Oh, girl, that came in my head.
That just do that.
Oh, and she was my teacher.
It's no feelings involved. You're a nice guy. And then move on.
I've simply never known it
do that
to not get messy.
If I have to do that, then I just need to be done.
I was testing, and now, for those of y'all that know, I left my state job and went back to a job I had previously. That I enjoy it, and I do everything related to sexual health. That's what I do. And I was testing someone over the course of the last 3 months, and I was, what brings you in? And, you just have questions you ask and different things that you, whatever. And so I said, hey, what brings you in? And we were talking, and this was kind of their thing. And in my head, I could tell by the person's response, you weren't the one that recommended it. You weren't. And so we kind of get, well, to be honest, I only do it to make them jealous. I thought, oh, here we go. Because see, the other person wanted the openness, but you didn't want to lose them. So now you done jumped on the open wagon and you're sitting here getting tested because you're trying to make them jealous. They're not going to get jealous because they're getting what they want. I've never seen it not get messy. I've never seen it not get messy.
Do any of them, just FYI for me, do any of them all live together?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that gets messy.
Oh, yeah. I just wondered. I just wondered, do you just go away and do your thing, or is some of them it's in-house?
We have some that live
just
together.
All three live together.
But you still, this is the thing. And I feel like when you have to live a lie, it's bad for you. And I mean this, guys, it's bad for you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It weighs on your being. It's bad for you. And the reason I know it always gets messy is because when I'm in a room alone with them, I'm going to pretend their name is Lisa for the sake of, HIPAA compliance. When I'm with Lisa and it's just me and Lisa or me and Danny or me and whoever, then that's when it comes out. Well, I don't even know why I'm getting tested because they always choose Natasha anyway. Well, he always goes with Lisa. Oh, well, she always goes with Cedric. So that's when it comes out. So it tells me this facade of like, we're this happy trouble and look at us. There's 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us. It ain't that happy because when I'm testing y'all bitching about the other one. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a whole thing. But it always, you're right. It always boils down to one person wanted to get out. The other person didn't want to lose them. So they agreed to do this.
As much as people talk about monogamy not being, what do they say?
Well, people say it's not natural.
But that's not true because we all want connection. Yes. We all want
and you
love.
Want someone who has your back.
We do. Yeah. We all want our person. Yeah. You just do. And that doesn't make it easy or easier.
Right.
But that's what we want.
But the desire is there. And let's not pretend it's not.
Work and put the time and the effort into that than just giving up and, okay, just do your thing.
Right.
Because if you're doing your thing, just like the 50-50, you do your thing over there.
Yeah.
And just pay your rent, your whole rent.
In which case, we just roommates again.
Get your whole woman over there. I'm cutting all of it off. So that's me.
Yeah, I get that. I do.
Okay. Up next, our picks for the sexiest man alive this week. But first, a message from our sponsor.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. Okay. That was some shit, y'all, wasn't it? I just have to say, I can't. I'm down for none of it. Okay, the 50-50.
Your face. You were like,
the farming it out.
Farming it,
all of that. Yeah. What's that?
I can't.
What is it?
I'm going to be honest. I can't.
I just be by myself. I just be by myself. I would rather.
I would. It's, you know what, part of it is life is that's too damn complicated for me.
Too much. I can't keep shit straight. I have senior moments. I'll be called somebody the wrong name.
I ain't a senior and I've been messed up.
What?
Yeah. No, Which one are you? Which one are you good at?
I know.
I don't remember.
Oh my God.
Who's your sexiest? This has messed me up. I just forgot.
It's too much. Okay.
Damn, I forgot.
Who am I picking? I'm picking Jamie Foxx.
Damn it. Oh, yes.
You know why? Ooh, you guys, he's having some health issues.
Well, we don't know.
We don't even know.
We don't know what's going on. But baby, he can sing. He is fine.
A possible stroke is kind of what. And lately, a few famous people have had strokes. That's something you guys
working,
working,
not resting.
Deficits on one side, slurring your speech.
Yes.
Pay attention to the signs, symptoms, because people that are having strokes don't always know they're having strokes.
That's right.
So if you're with somebody whose face starts to droop, who starts to slur their words, who stumbles a lot, call 911.
Yes.
Better safe than sorry.
Yes, I agree.
So just FYI, but we wish him well.
We do.
We want him to get better. And he's so
his
cute.
album the other day.
He's just adorable and so nice.
Yes.
Nice with his family, his daughters. He's just a lovely man, and we want him to get well.
I'm going to pick Keanu Reeves. No rhyme or reason, guys. He's just...
She done picked him 5 or 6 times.
No, I haven't. Have I really?
She has, but that's all right. We love Keanu.
I do. I love me some Keanu Reeves.
How do you say it? Keanu. His name is so hard for me to say.
His name is so beautiful.
Is so cute.
He's so cute. Love me some Keanu Reeves. For real, y'all. I absolutely love him. So that's my pick for this week. Guys, y'all email us at areyoufreeforcoffee@gmail.
Oh,
yes, that's true. Definitely review our show.
Good reviews.
You can't tell them that.
No, I can't.
If they're here, it's because they love us. So please review us wherever you're listening. Yes, wherever you're listening. But I want to know y'all's thoughts on this. I really do. I'm going to post a poll. And
if you're in a throuple, please
call us. We want to interview you. I want to interview someone who's not, coming in getting tested as my client.
We're not going to be mean to you.
No, we're not. We're just
not to judge
we're trying to understand some more.
Yeah.
Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode, learned something new, and enjoy the little things. Until next time.
Part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.